Okay, so get this. You're running a business, right? And customer service, ugh, it's a constant headache. Just drowning in queries, responses are slow, and honestly, nobody's happy.
Nobody's happy.
What if there was like a way to totally flip that script?
Yeah.
What if we can make customer service not just like bearable, but actually enjoyable?
That's the big question as Steve Jr. is tackling in his recent blog post, the one we're gonna dive into today. He's looking at ChatGPT for customer support, and let me tell you, it's a pretty fascinating read.
Yeah, it was published what, like a few days ago, January 21st, 2025.
That's right, hot off the presses.
Hot off the presses. Steve Jr., for anyone who doesn't know, is a pretty well-known tech enthusiast, and his take on how this AI tool could like totally change customer service, well, it's definitely worth a closer look.
Absolutely. I think the thing that really grabbed me was how he gets into this whole kind of paradoxical idea using AI as something that a lot of people see as, cold and impersonal to actually make customer service more human.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I get how AI can make things more efficient, but making it more human. How does he connect those two ideas?
Well, he says the key is that ChatGPT can actually understand and respond to like normal human language. It can even mirror the way a specific brand talks and sounds. When it's trained the right way, it doesn't just spit out, those same old canned responses.
Right, right.
He gives this really compelling example. Imagine ChatGPT greeting a customer with a message that's just for them, instantly providing solutions that fit their, past interactions or what they like.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see it. It's not just about like speed, right?
Yeah.
It's about making things more personalized,
Hmm.
almost like you're talking to a real person, even though it's AI.
Exactly. And that whole personalization thing ties directly into another big point that Estes Jr. makes, which is the impact on customer satisfaction. I mean, we all know how frustrating it is to wait forever for a response, right?
Yeah.
But with ChatGPT, he's saying those response times can get way shorter, which of course means happier customers.
Yeah, no more of that awful hold music or those never-ending email chains. That's a huge win in my book.
Mhm.
But how does it actually get that fast? Is it just like pre-programmed with a ton of answers?
It's a little more sophisticated than that. Steve's Jr. talks about how ChatGPT can integrate with CRM systems.
No, wait, hold on. For those of us who aren't, tech wizards, what exactly is a CRM system?
Right, good point. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Basically, it's like a central hub where you keep all the info about your customers, their purchase history, past conversations, preferences, all that stuff.
Okay, got it. So ChatGPT can tap into all that customer data, but how does it actually, put that information to use?
This is where it gets really interesting because by connecting to a company's CRM system, ChatGPT can actually tailor its responses based on that customer's, history with the company. So picture this. You contact customer service, but instead of having to explain everything from scratch, the AI already knows who you are, what you bought, maybe even what problems you've had before. And it can offer solutions just for you, for your specific situation.
Wow, that's impressive. It's almost like the AI like remembers you and knows what you need before you even ask. You don't have to start over every single time.
Exactly. And CP's Jr. doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
He also points out that ChatGPT can even be programmed to prioritize, the urgent requests.
Okay.
No more waiting in that virtual line for hours. If your issue is like really important and needs attention right away, the AI can flag it and make sure the right person sees it quickly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're talking faster responses, personalized interactions. Sounds great for customers,
Right.
but let's be real, customer service, it can cost businesses a lot of money.
Yeah.
Does the Steve Jr. even like touch on that?
Oh, he definitely does. And this is where it gets really interesting, especially for business owners. He says that one of ChatGPT's biggest advantages is that it could actually cut down customer support costs, like a lot.
Now that's something I think any business owner would love to hear.
Mhm.
But how does it actually save money? Is it about like getting rid of human agents altogether?
Not really, no. It's more about, like, as Steve Jr. puts it, optimizing resources.
Oh.
See, ChatGPT can handle a ton of those, basic repetitive questions that would normally, like, bog down human agents. Stuff like FAQs, simple troubleshooting steps, that kind of thing.
All right.
So then the human agents are free to, focus on those more complicated issues that need a real person, someone who can problem solve and really connect with the customer.
So it's not about AI taking over completely. It's more like a partnership. Humans and technology working together.
Exactly. And that kind of efficiency, it can be huge,
Yeah.
especially for businesses that get slammed with, just a constant flood of customer questions.
Yeah, that makes sense. But does the Steve's Jr. have any like actual examples, real world examples of how businesses are using ChatGPT to, actually save money?
He does, yeah. He talks about companies that use ChatGPT to run their FAQ sections so they can give instant answers to common questions without, needing a human there all the time.
Okay.
Oh, and another cool example he gives is using ChatGPT for 247 support.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So instead of having people working like all different shifts around the clock, businesses can just, let ChatGPT handle those late night or early morning questions. That way customers always get a response quickly.
Now that you mention it, yeah, being available 24/7, that could be a major advantage,
Mm.
especially for smaller businesses that maybe, they don't have the money for a big support team. It kind of evens things out a bit.
Exactly, levels the playing field. And then, the money they save by automating those basic tasks, they can reinvest it in other parts of their business, like developing new products or marketing. It's a win-win.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we've got efficiency, personalization, cost savings. But there's one more thing I'm curious about. All the data that gets created through those customer interactions, does it just like disappear?
Mhm.
Or is there some way to actually use it?
That is a great question. And Steve's Jr. actually spends a good chunk of the blog talking about exactly that. He calls it the data gold mine that ChatGPT creates.
Mm.
His point is that all those customer interactions, they give you tons of valuable insights, and businesses can use that not just to improve their customer service, but to, make better decisions overall.
So it's not just about answering questions. It's about gathering information that can help you improve your whole business.
Okay, I like that. But how does that actually work? Like in practice?
Well, think about it this way. Every time somebody interacts with ChatGPT, it's learning, right?
Yeah.
So it can pick up on problems that keep coming up,
Hmm.
notice trends in what customers are saying,
Mhm.
even analyze like the tone of the feedback to see how happy people are overall.
Right.
And that kind of data can be incredibly valuable. It's almost like having a built-in consultant that's always there, analyzing your customer service and telling you how to make things better.
That's a great way to put it. And Steve's Jr. gives some concrete examples of how to use that data. For instance, he mentions companies that have ChatGPT automatically collect feedback after every interaction.
Okay.
And then they can see exactly where the customer experience isn't great and make changes to fix it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it still seems a little, reactive. You're waiting for the problem to happen and then dealing with it. Is there any way to use that data to be more, I don't know, proactive? like,
Yeah.
to spot those issues before they even become a problem?
You're on the right track. And that's exactly what Steve's Jr. highlights as like the ultimate potential of ChatGPT for customer service, shifting from, reacting to problems to actually preventing them in the first place.
Proactive support. That sounds kind of like futuristic almost.
Yeah.
How does that actually work?
Well, imagine, like, instead of waiting for a customer to come to you with a problem, you're using the data to figure out what they need and head off those problems before they even happen.
Okay.
So, like, let's say your data shows that a bunch of people are complaining about a certain feature.
Yeah. Right.
With ChatGPT analyzing all that, you could reach out to customers who use that feature and, like, offer solutions or help before they even run into the problem.
So you're basically turning customer service into like a preemptive strike force. Stopping those complaints before they even start. That's pretty amazing.
Exactly. And it's not just about, individual issues either. Think about using ChatGPT to analyze bigger trends, like those busy periods when demand is high,
Right.
or those patterns that pop up in customer behavior.
Yeah.
That kind of insight lets you, make sure you have enough staff, fine-tune your processes, and even anticipate what customers might want in the future.
It's almost like having a crystal ball for your customer service. But okay, let's step back for a second. We've been talking about all the good stuff, but are there like any downsides, anything we should be watching out for?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like any technology, ChatGPT for customer service, it's got to be implemented carefully. One thing to think about is making sure the AI is trained properly and that it stays up to date. Because if it's working with bad information, stuff that's outdated or just wrong, it could give people the wrong answers.
Yeah.
And that could really frustrate customers.
Yeah, for sure. So keeping the system, keeping the data fresh is really important. What about the human side of things? Some people might worry that if you rely too much on AI, those interactions might feel, I don't know, less personal. less human.
Oh, that's a valid concern. And Steve's Jr. actually addresses that in his blog. He stresses how important it is to, find that sweet spot between AI and real human interaction. He says that ChatGPT works best when it's handling those routine, those repetitive tasks.
Yeah.
Then the human agents can focus on the more complicated issues, the ones that need empathy and understanding.
So it's not about replacing people altogether. It's about letting them do what they're good at, connecting with customers and coming up with solutions that need like
Yeah.
critical thinking and a real understanding of how people feel.
Exactly. It's using AI to make the human touch in customer service even better, not to get rid of it.
Well, this has been a really fascinating deep dive. We've come a long way from those robotic responses, haven't we? Now we're talking about AI systems that can, personalize interactions, anticipate what people need, even provide support before there's even a problem. It's kind of crazy to think about how far this technology has come.
It really is. And it's clear that, ChatGPT could totally revolutionize customer service. I mean, the way we think about it, the way we do it.
As we wrap up here, I'm thinking about the bigger picture. If AI can get this good at understanding people and responding to what they need, I mean, where else can we see it make a difference? What other fields? It's definitely something to think about, especially as we move into this new age of AI solutions. Thanks for joining us on this deep